It will struggle to turn around the teams of Vladimir Zelensky and Petro Poroshenko before the second round, told BBC News Ukraine spin doctors and politicians. Political consultant staff Troy Razumkov in comments by various media said that although Vladimir Zelensky is ready to debate, his team will decide whether it should be voters and not poultices for the technology opponents. To radically reduce the number of votes Zelensky debate is unlikely. But they can motivate the voters who are against him, says the director of the Institute of Information Society Yaroslav Pavlovsky. But he admits that under certain conditions Zelensky will really go to the debate. The team Zelensky could have it in the same mode of trolling. And it won't be bad for his voters. Another analyst, head of the socio-engineering agency, Heyday, Sergei Gaidai notes that although the debate theoretically can influence, but to predict something in advance is impossible. There is a experience of debates of 2004. It was believed that smart Yushchenko will show the failure of Yanukovych to debate. But it did not work. Yanukovych's electorate believed that Yanukovych won, and the electorate Yushchenko believed that Yushchenko did not show anything and the debate did not take place such as expected, says Sergei Gaidai. There is an important argument why they will not take place. In 2014, Petro refused to debate, before the first round of elections. And nothing survived, and chose him. And the husband can refuse, and it may still choose to. In 2010, the debate was not. Viktor Yanukovych decided not to take part in public debates with Yulia Tymoshenko, which also did not stop him then win. For Poroshenko, debate is important not only to cement their voters, but to attract voters who either find it difficult or voted for other candidates. Poroshenko, Koshulensky, explains Yaroslav Pavlovsky. Another candidate, the votes which could theoretically count Petro Poroshenko Smeshko, that its result was one of the sensations of the first round. But Smeshko's own electorate does not control. If tomorrow he will come out and say, "I'll vote for Zelensky," this will not happen. In the same way as it will not give all of their votes directly to Poroshenko. But the recipient of the electors of the chuckle still in a greater degree is Poroshenko than Zelensky. The same applies to Koshulensky, says Yaroslav Pavlovsky. Both staff will negotiate with other candidates about public support, or to those urged not to vote for the opponent. And do not assume that if Zelensky calls himself a new candidate, he would not to negotiate with anyone. Agree they will be, and this process is already underway, adds political analyst. He does not exclude that in the end, such arrangements can be achieved, in particular between the C team and the headquarters of Yulia Tymoshenko. Although Zelensky has several times denied such negotiations, they can and will negotiate, because it is very important for Tymoshenko, and for the Zelensky. He spoke against Tymoshenko and Eretsenko, who urged his voters not to vote for the incumbent. Plus it against the oligarchy and their media, the channels 1+1 Inter. And yet, the opponents in the coalition, such as Yatsenyuk and Avakov. It is very difficult to bridge the gap under such conditions, says Anatoly Artysyuk. Similar opinions and Yaroslav Pavlovsky. The president now has the challenge of translating the elections to the format, Poroshenko or Putin, to compare Zelensky-Putin or Kolomoisky, that is, with a certain generalized image of the enemy. Will escalate the situation that the second round is the last and decisive battle, to increase format black and white. But for voters, Zelensky has not the right format, Putin anti-Putin. They have a different view of civic responsibility, and I think they are already in the format of all we got, he adds. And the team, said Anatoly Artysyuk, and continue to operate as before. They, in fact, not to do anything new. They will insist on their anti-systems. And to represent the team. Their insides will tell you that all Zelensky want to start a constitutional reform to limit presidential powers and leave him only diplomacy and functions of the supreme commander, sums Anatoly Artysyuk.